Hey, I'm Helen. This is a 45 minutes all levels Vinyasa class, and today we'll be using a wall as a prop. And absolutely no worries if you don't have a wall available. I'll give you lots of options to practice without. You can also use a closed door, so a place that no one's going to walk through that's securely closed, a wall, any kind of blank space. And we're going to be using the wall to get a little bit of extra feedback in our poses, go deeper, and feel different sensations. When you're ready, we're going to get started in a seated position with your back against your wall, your door, or in a comfortable seat on your mat. If you do have your back against the wall, try to really sit up tall and press the back of your head back into your space. Many of us tend to have a little bit of a forward neck, especially if you're working a lot at a desk or you find that you're on your phone a lot, that kind of tech neck sensation. So imagine pressing the back of your head into the wall, into your doorway, or if you're sitting away from the wall, just gently pressing it back into space. Let your eyes close. Take a moment to settle. And just notice how you're feeling right now, physically, mentally, energetically. Start to lengthen and deepen your breath. And turn on that strong, loud ujjayi breath in and out through your nose. A slight constriction in the back of your throat as if you're fogging up a mirror but with your lips sealed. So there's a ha, a warming feeling, quality to your breath. And if you'd like to set an intention for your practice, this is a good time to do so. And if nothing comes to mind, maybe think about an area in your life where you could use a little bit more support. And how it would feel to have that support. What you could do, what you could accomplish. Eyes can stay closed or you can gently blink them open. If your legs are crossed, switch the direction or the opposite leg crossed on top. Reach both arms to the sky, big breath in. As you exhale, right hand down to the ground, left arm stretches up and over. A little side bend, you're welcome to lean back into your wall and feel how that changes the stretch. Maybe you're not having to hold yourself up and you can focus your energy on your side body. Back through center, hands to the sky, breathe in, and then to the other side. Left hand down, right arm reaches up and over. Again, maybe pressing your back and the back of your head into your wall. Gently release. Come to hands and knees, tabletop position. And take a moment here to move around however you like. A little sway side to side, a little cow and cat, or simply just noticing how your body feels, letting the movements be organic and intuitive. We'll meet in a downward facing dog with your heels pretty close to the wall if you're using one. So they can touch or they can be right behind. And this might be a short down dog like I have. You can absolutely bend your knees. Imagine sending your hips, your tailbone up to the space behind you, your wall, your doorway, or just in that direction. Let your head and neck be relaxed. And then very slowly walk your hands back toward your feet. And I like to step a little bit away from the wall so that my heels aren't quite touching if you are using one. Let your bottom touch the wall. Knees can bend a lot. Head and neck relax for Ragdoll. You're welcome to hold opposite elbows or hands to the back of your neck. A little sway, a little bit of movement, or perhaps stay in stillness and just feel how it feels in this forward fold to have that support, again, behind you to hold you up. Breathe here, 2 more rounds of breath. Release your hands if they're not on the ground or in that direction, and then slowly walk yourself up. Hands can crawl up your legs, knees can be bent, head is the last thing to arrive. When you get to the top, you can either lean against the wall or you can stand away from it. Take some shoulder shrugs if you're standing away. If you're leaning against the wall, just feel how that feels. Turn toward the wall. So if you don't have one, I'm going to offer a hands behind your back to open up your chest stretch. If you're using a wall, right hands to the wall at shoulder height, and then turn your fingers so they're pointing to your back or away from you. And then start to open up your body by walking your feet around to open up the front of your chest, front and inside of your shoulder, getting maybe into biceps. Be really gentle, still early in our practice. If you have hands interlaced behind you, you can take a moment to release, shake out your arms, and then find the opposite grip. Hands interlaced, opposite thumb on top. Those of us on the wall, same thing. Bring your side to the wall, this time left side or whichever side you didn't do. Fingers away from you, hand at shoulder height. Begin to peel yourself open by gently walking your body away from your hand. Notice how this feels different. Continue to breathe, nice, full, steady breaths. These are awesome little midday break stretches to take, especially if you're sitting at a desk all day. When you feel like your two sides are complete or even, you can unwind back to center. Either a regular downward facing dog on your mat or use a wall to find your downward facing dog. I start hands about shoulder height and shoulder width, walk my feet back, and then I just play with sending my hips back, let my head and neck relax between my arms. And you might like more sensation, feet further or closer to the wall. If you're taking a regular down dog on your mat and you want to move around, feel free to pedal. And then slowly find your way to the top of your mat. So however you need to transition. Feet together or hip distance apart. Hands by your side, palms facing forward or palms together in front of your chest. Come back to your breath. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, flat back. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot back. Reach both arms to the sky. Right knee down is comfortable for me. You're welcome to have your right knee lifted. And then you can keep your hands reaching up or bring your hands to your thigh and gently let your hips lean forward. Try to stay engaged through your low belly, a little scoop under of your tailbone. Release your hands down to the ground. You're going to take your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. If you're using a wall, try to find the wall behind you and then walk your hands as much or as little back toward your right foot as you like. So just deepening the stretch, and you decide how much that is. Replace your left foot forward between your hands or wherever it lands. Lower your right knee down to the ground. And then find a half split. So left toes crawl a little forward, shift your weight back. So moving into the back of the other leg, just finding a little evenness between your sides. Rebend into your front knee, plant your right palm, left arm to the sky for a twist. You can keep your back knee down. For me, that feels more stable and comfortable in my low back. You can always tuck your back toes and lift your knee. You can take any other variations. Just make sure shoulders move out of your ears, chest is open, and that you're breathing, of course. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, supported side plank on your right side, so right hand and right knee are down. Pivot your right foot to the side of your mat. Left foot reaches back. Maybe it presses into the wall. Can you open up, lift a little higher, and use that support to feel length through your spine. So energy through your foot into the wall, back through your foot all the way to the crown of your head. One more inhale. Exhale, release your hand and knee down. You can take high plank up or push up, or from a tabletop, move slowly to your belly. Chaturanga all the way down. Baby Cobra, lift your hand, lift your heart, hug your shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, lower. One more Baby Cobra. Maybe this time you lift your hands. Breathe in. And breathe out. Downward facing dog, child's pose, any pose to pause, check in, reset. Bend your knees, inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, step, hop, float toward the top of your space. Lift halfway, breathe in, long spine, hug your shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, fold, relax your head and neck. Inhale, rise to standing arms, sweep high. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Same thing to the other side. Inhale, reach high. Fold forward, exhale, Uttanasana. Lift halfway, breathe in. As you exhale, hands down, left foot steps back. You can keep your knee lifted or lower. Some variation of a lunge, arms to the sky, or maybe hands to your thigh, and then gently sink your hips a little bit more forward, keeping some strength and engagement through your core to support your low back. Breathe here. Let's do one more round of breath. Release your hands down to your mats. Three-legged dog, front leg moves up and back. Find the wall if you're using it. You can keep toes tucked under. You can always come to the top of your foot and stay, feel sensation, or gently walk your hands a little bit closer to your leg. Your back leg, maybe your top leg reaches a little higher up your wall. Right leg steps forward between your hands. Back knee lowers. Half splits, crawl your right toes forward. Shift your weight back. Find the stretch through the back of your right leg and breathe. One more round here. Rebend into your front knee. Plant your left palm, right arm to the sky, your version of a twist. Back knee down, lifted, anything else you like. Slide your shoulder blades down your back, really open up your chest, reach through your top hand. Deep breath in as you are. To that supported side plank as you exhale. Left foot pivots behind you, right leg reaches back. Find the wall or not, it's all good. Reach and then feel a long line of energy through your spine, through your entire being, stretching in all directions. If you're using the wall, use that support, that feedback to press a little bit more, reach a little bit longer. One more big inhale. Exhale, release your transition back to downward facing dog, to a child's pose, or to any pose where you can reconnect, reset. Take a full breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, make some noise. Once more, big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, look to your hands. Step, hop, floats to the top of your mat. Lift halfway. Breathe in, really long spine. Exhale, fold, relax your head and neck. Rise, arms to the sky. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Inhale to your chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low. Hands reach up or even in front. If you prefer cactus arms or hands to heart, please honor what your shoulders are asking for. Try to move shoulders out of your ears, whatever variation you're taking, and breathe. Big inhale here. Exhale, open arm twist right hand back, left arm forward. Try to keep knees and hips in alignment, so if one likes to slide back, can you readjust? Breathe in, breathe out. Back through center, inhale. To the left as you exhale, left hand back, right arm forward. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, let it all go. Lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, hands back, right foot steps back. Find your high crescent lunge, knee stays lifted this time. Unless you prefer knee down, and then always feel free to modify. Give yourself a little time to feel rooted and connected to the ground, using that as support as well. Engage your core, relax your shoulders. Full breath in here. As you exhale, lean your chest forward, fly your arms back. Really press into your front leg, engage your glutes, draw your right hip forward, lift your low belly, and keep that long line of energy from your back heel all the way through the crown of your head. Inhale as you are. Exhale, warrior two, cartwheel open, back heel pivots flat, and adjust however you need to find your stability, your sense of groundedness here. Next, inhale, reverse triangle, left leg straight, left arm to the sky as if you're high-fiving that wall behind you. Big breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, bend into your front knee. We'll take it back to three-legged dog. Find the wall behind you with your left foot, and then gently walk your hands a little closer to your right foot. And as always, you decide how far you go. Keep breathing for 2. One more round of breath. Leg stays lifted, walk your hands forward. Maybe you take a one-legged plank, hold, or flow through one-legged chaturanga, foot stays lifted. Drop your foot for up dog, lift your heart, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Inhale through your nose. Stick out your tongue, lion's breath, make some noise. Again, breathe in. Stick out your tongue. Inhale, bend your knees, look to your hands. Step, hop, floats to the top of your mat. Exhale. Lift halfway, breathe in. Forward folds, breathe out. Rise up, reach up, hands overhead, big inhale. Palms together in front of your heart. Same thing, other side. Start into your chair, sit low. Make sure you can see all 10 toes. Strong glutes, any arm variations. Breathe here. Feel it. Inhale. This time, open arm twist left to start. Left hand back, right arm forward, just the breath out. Back to center, inhale. Exhale, right hand back, left arm forward. Inhale to center. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, left foot steps back. High crescent lunge, or if you prefer, always feel free to take any other variations. Take that pause, that moment to feel the stability. Feel the support you do have, your mats, the ground below, the space around you. This community practicing with you, even if you can't see them or don't know them. Big breath in. Exhale, lean forward, hands sweep back. So really imagine your chest, the crown of your head reaching to the front of your space, your heel back. Feel that opposition, equal energy in both directions. Breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, warrior two, open it up to the side. Back heel pivots flat. Give yourself some time here to just feel and reach and breathe. Doesn't always have to be fancy. Sometimes the rest is what we really need out of this practice, the stillness. Next, inhale, reverse triangle, right leg straight, right arm to the sky, and maybe up and back like you're high-fiving that wall behind you. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down, bend your front knee. We'll take it back to three-legged dog. Right leg, your front foot reaches up and back. Find the wall if you're using it, and walk your hands as much back as you like to deepen that sensation, the stretch through the back of your left leg. Breathe here. Keep your leg lifted. If you walked your hands back, walk them gently forward. Maybe try your one-legged plank. Maybe you stay, hold, breathe, or one-legged chaturanga. Halfway down, elbows hug your sides. Drop your foot for up dog. Lift your thighs, lift your chest. Downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. And then bring your knees down. Take a seat. Take a child's pose. Take a pause. A little moment to reset. Pay attention to your breath. Make it full, deep, and steady. And come back to your intention or that awareness of an area in your life where you could use a little bit extra, a little bit more support. Back to your tabletop, hands and knees. And there's no fancy transition. I call this the hamster crawl. You're just going to turn around and face your wall. If you're not using a wall, you're welcome to do this just in your space. We're going to find downward facing dog. And I suggest hands about 12 inches away from the wall, and you can play with the distance if you're using it. We'll just play with some hops toward a handstand. You can go as high or as low as you like. Bend your knees a lot. Look forward if you're using a wall to the baseboard or to the bottom of the wall. As you exhale, hips high, maybe feet touch the wall, or maybe just knowing that it's there gives you a little bit more confidence to press into your hands and go upside down. So you can take several hops, you can take none. If you're just like, no way, Helen, you're crazy. Child's pose, down dog, any other movement that feels organic or natural. If there's something else you're playing with, you're welcome to use the wall to get into that. Breathe for 3 more rounds of breath, whatever you're doing. And then find your downward facing dog. Walk your feet toward your hands. You're in a forward fold. Take a ragdoll. Option to bring your back to the wall. So upper back, back of your head, knees can bend a lot. Notice how you can lean into it. Take your weight a little bit more into your toes than your heels. And maybe this ragdoll feels a little bit different. If you're using the wall, slowly move away. We'll all roll up to standing. And then we're going to turn to our backs or to the wall. And if you're not using a wall, again, feel free to just take these shapes without it. Imagine that wall behind you. So a little bit less of a flow right here. We're just going to play with triangle and half moon using the wall space to feel that leaning sensation, that kind of flattening. Some teachers will say like you're stuck between 2 panes of glass, or you're a bagel in a toaster. I don't like to imagine those things being stuck between 2 panes of glass or being burnt, but that idea of pressing yourself into a space. So we'll start with right toes turning to be parallel to your wall, left toes perpendicular. And you can go really wide here. I'm doing a really short stance. My feet are about as wide as the short edge of my mat. For triangle, arms out wide. Take a breath in, reach forward, and then exhale, right hand down. And if that feels too short, you can adjust. That's true for me. And then imagine leaning your upper back into the wall. Head can be neutral, down, or perhaps to your top hand. Imagine rolling open this hip without forcing it, that top hip. Feel how that feels using the wall for support. And then you can either stay or take this to half moon, little bend into your front knee. Right fingertips hover or touch the ground. Left leg lifts, same thing. Press your back into the wall. So use that support behind you. Notice how this maybe changes the sensation, the feeling of the pose. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And when you feel like you've had enough, you can simply release. You can come back the way you came in. We'll take the same thing to the other side. So adjust your feet. Left foot parallel to your wall, right foot perpendicular or slightly at an angle. You decide the width, arms out wide. Big breath in, reach forward, and then tick-tock down. And it's not our deepest version of triangle, at least not for me. It's just finding the sensation, the shape, and using that wall to press my back into, open up my top right hip, and adjust with where your gaze is. If you like to go a little wider, of course you can. Breathe here, stay, or start to make your way into half moon. Bend into your front knee, left fingertips come to the ground or hover, right leg floats. Actively press yourself back into the wall. Stay really strong and reaching in all 4 directions. And we'll find these shapes off the wall in a little moment. So this is a nice muscle memory action practice to just feel how it feels to have support. As you're ready, release it out. Shake it out in little funky movements, and then walk yourself to the top of your space. Arms to the sky, big breath in. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. We'll take that twice more just to reset. Inhale, reach it out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart space. Once more, breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale to chair. Exhale, figure 4, hands to heart. Right ankle crosses over your left thigh. Flex your toes back toward your shin. Knee out to the side, sit back. So you can imagine the support of a chair below you. You can really sit into. Breathe into sensation. Inhale to one-legged Tadasana. Exhale to Warrior 3. And chances are your foot will not touch the wall depending on your space or how far forward you are on your mat. But imagine you could press your right foot into the wall. So kind of like you did in that supported side plank, can you press back to reach a little bit more forward? Deep breath in. Exhale, standing splits, hands down, leg high. And you can stay. You can work balance, hands to your ankle, your calf. You can play with handstand. Imagine there's a wall in front of you. Right leg up, left leg follows. Some little hops, or just hang out wherever you feel best. 2 more rounds of breath. Big step back with your right foot. Open it up to Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse triangle, reach up and back. Exhale into your triangle, stretch forward, down, right arm up. Imagine that wall behind you, you just played with, lean into it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then again, option to stay in this triangle shape, or maybe right hands to hip, bend into your left knee, shift your left fingertips forward, find a water bottle, block the ground, or hover. Right leg lifts, right arm floats for your half moon. Wherever you are, full breath in. Exhale to Warrior 2. Find your way back into that nice deep bend in your left knee. Inhale, reverse warrior, up and back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. 3-legged dog, left leg to the wall or the sky behind you. Stay, or if you want to play, walk your hands back more than you think you need to. Bring your foot to hip height. So rather than reaching it up the wall, imagine sending it right back behind your butt. You're going to press into your left foot, send your bottom forward, and your right leg up to the sky. You can also stay with right foot next to your left, making an L shape. You can play with using this to find a little balance. Maybe hover off the wall into handstand. Hard to talk while I'm upside down, so if it's the same for you or hard to breathe, take your child's pose, take your down dog, take your transition of choice. Give yourself 3 more rounds of breath. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step hop floats to your hands, exhale. Lift halfway, breathe in. Forward folds, breathe it out. Rise up, reach up, hands high. Palms together in front of your heart, exhale. Second side, inhale to chair. Exhale, figure 4, left ankle crosses, really flex your toes, send your hips back. So our muscles do a really good job of supporting our joints. So just as you've been using that wall for support, engage your muscles to protect your knee joint by flexing your toes. Breathe. Notice where you can use the engagement, use the support you have to get deeper. Whether or not that looks physically deeper or feels physically deeper, you're more aware and more connected. Inhale to one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, Warrior 3, whatever arm variation you like. Imagine you could stamp your left foot into the wall, even if it's nowhere close like mine. Breathe. Strong core, strong glutes, strong upper back to stay lifted and long. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale. Standing splits, exhale, hands down, leg high. And if your right leg's talking to you, you can always give yourself a little break, release to forward fold. Otherwise you stay, feel the stretch. Work balance, hands to ankle, calf. Work some handstand hops. Visualize the support of a wall in front of you. Sometimes that mental game, the mental challenge, makes this resistance to go upside down. Just finding the support of the wall can really help. One more big inhale. Exhale, step back, open up to Warrior 2. Adjust your feet as you need. Reverse triangle, breathe in, stretch up and back. Into your triangle Trikonasana, reach forward, down, Stack your arms, open your chest, lean into the imaginary wall behind you. Imagine feeling the sensation you felt on the wall. Stay. Or as you're ready, if you want to transition to half moon, left hand to hip, bend your right knee, fingertips forward. It's not always the most graceful transition, as you can see. Activate your back foot. Again, imagine the wall behind you and see if you can find a little bit more stability. And it's totally okay if you fall out. So playing with that balance is a big part of it. One more inhale wherever you are. Exhale to warrior two. Step back or rebend into your right knee. Reverse warrior up and back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Frame your front foot to your three-legged dog. Right leg moves up and back. Find the wall behind you. You might walk your hands back, deepen the stretch. Or if you wanted to play with that L sensation, working into an inversion, hands go further back than you think. So you really want to bring your hands below your shoulders, hips above your shoulders. Right foot to hip height. Press into your right foot, left leg to the sky, or left foot next to your right. Just practicing with being upside down. Taking a few little hops or movement away from the wall if you like. Knowing that you always have it for support. And knowing that, like me, if you're just over it, take a break, catch your breath. Come back to a child's pose, a down dog. Feel the support of your space. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath, whatever you're playing with. And then back to downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step hopper floats to your hands. Halfway lifts, breathe in. Forward folds, breathe out. Inhale, reach high, stand tall. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Again, we'll turn to face the wall, so not the most graceful transition, but you understand. And you've got some options. You can take a child's pose. You can play with your handstand hops. You can come back to the wall and find those shoulder stretches. I'm going to take handstand hops toward the wall from standing splits. So however you want to set yourself up. Maybe it's a down dog, giving yourself a little space. One leg high. Lean forward, press into your hands. If you're taking the same thing as me, you can imagine finding the wall and then playing with kicking the other leg up. If you want to take those handstand hops with both legs, bend your knees a lot, look forward. Exhale, look between your hands. Imagine your feet touching the wall, maybe curl into a little ball. And if you're taking something else on the wall, your down dog, your shoulder stretch, or any other pose, just really breathe into the sensations that you're feeling. Allow yourself to feel the support of the ground below you, the wall that you're using. And slowly find your way out. We're going to come to lay with our legs toward the wall. So the easiest way for me is to come to a seated position, side against the wall. If you're not using a wall, just lay down on your mat, you're great. Come to one side, and then to your back, and legs come up. And you can decide how close you want your bottom to the wall or to the baseboard. If your hamstrings are really tight, you might scoot yourself further away. If you feel a little bit more open, you might scoot all the way to the wall. And we'll start with a figure 4. Right ankle over your left thigh. Left leg can stay straight. You could gently press your right thigh away with your hand, or start to bend into your left knee and really press your left foot into the wall. Finding that feedback, that sensation of support to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Let's breathe here. Take one more round of breath. Straighten out your left leg if it's bent, uncross your right leg, and then switch. Left ankle over right thigh. Stay with your right leg straight up the wall, press your thigh away, and or bend your right knee, press your foot into the wall, and find a little bit more sensation. And of course, always breathe. And then you can slowly release. Straighten out your right leg. If it's bent, uncross your left leg. Option to take a little bridge on the wall. So if you're gonna do this, make sure you're really listening. Try not to turn your head. So we're gonna have weight on our shoulders, weight on the back of your head. You don't want weight on your neck, but you wanna be careful with your neck. So if you wanna watch first and then try it, please feel free. If you'd rather do a regular bridge, you can move away from the wall. So if you're taking this with the wall, feet on the wall, about hip distance apart, and I don't bend my knees a ton, so they're not right below, my ankles are not right in line with my knees, they're a little bit higher. Press into the wall to peel your hips off the ground, and maybe you stay. Maybe you interlace your fingers, head is really still, or maybe hands come to low back. You can walk your feet up the wall a little bit, play with one leg up, a little version of a supported shoulder stand. Really protecting your neck. Keep your head nice and still, chin away from your chest as much as you can. And when you feel like you've had enough, you can roll yourself back down. Play with that or not. Another great option is waterfall or legs up the wall. So if you're away from the wall, you can simply bring your feet above your hips. If you're on the wall, your legs go up the wall, Viparita Karani. This is a nice gentle inversion. You can stay just like this, or you can let your legs fall open to the sides if you have your space, and if you want to get a little bit more into inner thighs, your adductor muscles, and all the connective tissue around there. And I'm gonna hold this one for a bit, so if that doesn't feel right for you, of course, always feel free to come out, bring your legs back together if they're wide, scoot away from the wall. Take whatever shapes that you like. We'll finish together with a spinal twist before Savasana, but if there's something else you're craving, another use of this wall support, feel free to get creative. You know, the more that I practice yoga, especially the physical practice, the asanas, the more I appreciate props, the extra support, the tools to go deeper. And the older I get, the more I appreciate my support system, the people who are there for me, my cheerleaders, the ones I can call when things are just going a little crazy. So you can often think of your physical practice here on your mat as a metaphor for things that are going on the rest of your life. How can we practice asking for help, using the support we have, slowing down, doing less? If you'd like to join me, I'm going to take a simple spinal twist close to the wall so that I can take my Shavasana with legs up the wall again. If you'd like to move away, you can. Otherwise, knees just go to one side. And you've got your feet on the wall. You can gently press and see if that helps you deepen the twist. And if that doesn't feel great, any other version of a twist, or again, scoot yourself away from your wall space. Maybe your head moves in the opposite direction of your legs to take that into your neck. If you twist it in one direction, take your twist to the other side. Find that balance, adjust as you need. And when your sides feel even, back to center, whatever shape you like to finish out your practice in. That can be seated with your back against the wall like we started. That could be this legs at the wall shape for Savasana, traditional Savasana, anything else. Just really let yourself melt into the support you have. Let your eyes be soft or closed. Your breath comes back to its natural rhythm if it's not already there. Let go of the sense of control. And allow yourself to be open and present for whatever it is that you experience or whatever comes up for you. Feel free to stay in your shape as long as you'd like. If you do feel ready to move on, bring your awareness back to your breath and let it get deeper once more. Add some little wiggles, fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles. Maybe stretch arms above you, big extension. And then if you're not yet in a seat, slowly make your way into a comfortable seated position. Find the length through your spine, reach up through the crown of your head, a little pull back through the back of your head, maybe into the wall if you're against it, or just back in space. Relax your shoulders, open your chest. Place your palms together in front of your heart. And take a moment to thank yourself for making the time today to be in your body, to slow down, to breathe. I thank you all for sharing your energy, your practice with me, and the rest of us joining virtually together. Lift your thumbs between your eyebrows, that space where your third eye lies, center of intuition, connecting body, mind, and spirit, and carrying this connection with you, this sense of support with you into all that you do today. Maybe being a support for someone else or asking for help where you need it. We'll gently bow our heads together. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Take your time getting up. Hopefully I will see you very soon, and enjoy the rest of your day.